Why does it feel impossible to keep making progress until you finally hit that 10% body fat mark? Well, if you think it's all about grinding harder for longer, think again. Because in this video, I'll break down the 7 key strategies to consistently lean down to 10% body fat, all with insights from some of YouTube's leanest dudes, so you can finally get lean without the gym bro routine. First up, we've got Brian Johnson, the man on a mission to optimize his life and defy aging. But we're ranking their takes from all the way down at the bottom, that gym bro noise tier, to all the way to the top, the undeniable winners. And along the way, I'll show you exactly how to tweak each approach to get to 10% body fat fast and stay there. Now, a huge part of Brian's don't die strategy, his meticulously crafted workout routine. And 1 year ago, Brian's routine, it looked like this.
Now what I'm going to show you is what I do on a daily basis. I'm going to walk through each one of my exercises. It's roughly 45 to 60 minutes depending upon the day, and around 20 plus exercises.
It was predictable, same exercises, same grind every day. But fast forward a year, and with experts' guidance from Andy Galpin, Brian's routine has evolved.
That's pretty good. You feel it even through there, right?
Yeah.
But we are working through glutes, hamstrings, feet, core, head up, and I want you to curl just a touch, head down, chin down. Yeah, just a little bit of curl there. Because you're putting your shoulder, your anterior shoulder, on a much bigger stretch than you're used to traditional ones. That's okay, right? I didn't say it was gonna be nice, right?
Now Brian's got 3 distinct resistance training workout days. 1 lower body day, 1 upper body day, and 1 full body day. And these sessions, they're packed with variety, focusing on strength, power, conditioning, agility, balance, and overall function. And on top of that, Brian adds 3 cardio days and 1 rest day into the mix. You see, even with millions of dollars spent on testing, Brian discovered something critical. It's not about following some rigid, perfect plan. It's actually about tailoring your workouts around exercise principles. And for anyone focused on getting lean and defined, this study revealed the key principle you need to use: total volume load. And here's how to use it. Step 1, track your total volume load. Start by listing out all your key exercises for the week. Include sets, reps, and weight lifted, like in this example. Then simply multiply them and you've got your total volume load. Step 2, progress the volume weekly. Physique changes come from increasing your total volume load each week. So add more weight, do more reps, or squeeze in another set. This simple approach eliminates all the guesswork so you can build muscle whilst you lose fat. The bottom line is more volume equals more results. And on the flip side, chasing a perfect routine, that is a dead end. Sure, you'll get some results, but you're grinding twice as hard for half the payoff. And that's why rigid workout routines, they land squarely in the hit or miss tier. Now we've got Tom Hopper, and he is not just shredded for his acting roles. He's shredded all year round. So what's Tom's secret?
Eggs, number 1. It's nature's multivitamin, nature's protein bar. I love them. So versatile. Probably avocados, butter. Okay. So we're on 3 there. Grass-fed beef, mince, like ground beef. I'd probably bring some exogenous ketones.
Tom's top 5 foods, it sounds like the perfect keto starter pack. Eggs, avocado, butter, grass-fed beef, and exogenous ketones. But Tom is not a keto guy. In fact, he's cycling carbs like sweet potatoes and berries into his plan. Because Tom's real secret is fat adaptation. Now, most people think they're fat adapted because they've skipped a meal or tried fasting once. But ask yourself this: can you go an entire day without constantly thinking about food? If not, you've got some work to do. You see, fat adaptation, it transforms your body into a fat burning machine by ramping up these 2 things. 1, upgraded fat mobilization. Your body becomes more efficient at pulling fat from storage, like here, thanks to increased activity from enzymes like lipoprotein lipase. 2, mitochondrial optimization. Now your cells can convert more total body fat per day into energy, because your mitochondria have now been upregulated for more fatty acid utilization, with more CPT1 and proteins involved in beta oxidation. So, to become more fat adapted, follow these 2 steps. 1, have defined periods of eating. Shrink your eating window so you have periods of time where you're forcing your body to run off your own body fat for fuel. And you know the easiest method: intermittent fasting. So start with the 16-8 method, with 16 hours of fasting and an 8-hour eating window. Then gradually push your first meal later in the day by 15 to 30 minutes or so until you find your ideal routine. Secondly, go 0 carb once a week. Try a protein sparing modified fast for 24 hours. Set protein at 1 to 1.3 grams per pound of body weight. weight, and have a mountain of veggies, and cut out all carbs for the day. And if you're struggling to get lean or feeling frustrated with a lack of results, my coaching roster is open for 2025. Hit the link below to message me directly, and let's chat about how I can help you get in the best shape of your life. If you're not fat adapted, you're kind of trapped in this energy chaos. Blood sugar highs and lows will hold you back, making it nearly impossible to stay consistent and see results. And that's why fat adaptation, it lands squarely in the strong contender tier. Now we've got Mr. Shredded 24/7 365, and he's serving up some plate-based advice. But hold on, this is not about fake weight plates this time.
You're the person that tends to overeat at the meals that you have. And I'm gonna tell you right now, 99 times out of 100 again, it's a problem with carbohydrates because they're the most gratifying, they're the most tasty and delicious, they're also the most likely to be overeaten.
Well, that felt like a personal attack. So Jeff, are you coming for all of our delicious carbs?
You will lose weight if you follow this approach. We're partitioning the plate into different compartments. This compartment over here is protein, just a little bit, and this is your fibrous carbohydrates, which leaves the smallest portion of the plate, right, 1/4 of the plate, for your starchy carbohydrates.
It sounds pretty reasonable, right? A modified version of the government's MyPlate with a touch of intuitive portion control. But let's cut right to the chase. Can you really trust your hungry brain to be reasonable with portions? Let me be blunt, intuitive portion control is just chaos. I've seen it time and time again with clients. Those reasonable portions, they creep larger and larger with every meal. And we've all heard the phrase, what gets measured gets managed. But when it comes to food, what doesn't get measured, it gets overeaten. Because here's the harsh truth, when hunger hits, your brain will do everything in its power to cling to body fat. And don't just take my word for it. This study showed that even trained dietitians underestimate food portions by hundreds of calories when asked to track intuitively. So can Jeff's eating with a plate method ever work? Yes, but only really in two specific situations. One, you're completely off track and you need a simple plan to normalize your eating habits. Two, you're already lean, so you're just maintaining your current physique. But if your goal is to reliably get down to 10% body fat, guesswork will not cut it. Intuitive portion control, it's mollycoddling. Plate-based advice might look good, but it's no match for your hunger-driven brain. And that's why intuitive eating, it lands squarely in the gym bro noise tier. Next up, we've got Dr. M, claiming to have cracked the code in one of nutrition's biggest battles, staying on track despite cravings. And the solution?
Tapping on your forehead like this, with your fingers for 30 seconds, will cut your food cravings.
Wait, what? Is this for real?
The image of food gets locked into the visual cortex of your brain. When you involve your eyes focusing on the movement of your fingers like this, you're engaging the same part of your brain. That adds to the distraction and helps you interrupt the process involved in the craving.
So yeah, like the top comment says, if this doesn't work, maybe grab a hammer to get it to work. But here's the reality. Cravings are not just about logic or distraction techniques. Food is not just fuel, it's emotional. And that rush of feel-good chemicals to your brain just from looking at delicious food, that's not something you can just tap away. Now, managing food cravings and food psychology is not a one-size-fits-all fix. So here's 3 proven strategies that do work. Strategy 1, treat yourself daily. For food lovers, this is the ultimate hack. 200 to 300 calories of your favorite treat every single day can make shredding down so much easier. And here's 2 of my go-to options. 1, a pint of 243 calorie birthday cake flavor ice cream. Or 2, a giant bowl of 236 calorie homemade peanut butter popcorn. And why does this work? Because you're satisfying cravings without feeling deprived, so staying on track is much easier. Or option 2, the weekly refeed meal. For those that can't just stop at one treat, this is the better option. Plan a weekly refeed meal to replenish glycogen stores, lower cortisol, and boost recovery. Here's the golden rule. Don't mix high carbs with high fat, because that combination, hyper-palatable binge fuel. One moment it's pizza and ice cream, and next thing you know, you've undone an entire week's hard work. Or option 3 for the social eaters. If social events are your weak spot, then plan ahead. Simply fast throughout the day. Then have a double scoop of protein paired with some non-starchy veggies before the meal. This approach lets you enjoy the event without feeling restricted or overindulging on the entire menu. Cravings, they don't need to derail your progress, but you cannot rely on gimmicks like forehead tapping to keep you on track. The key is finding the method that fits your unique food psychology while staying in a deficit. deficit. And that's why this food psychology navigation is got to land firmly in the use with caution tier. And if you're new here, my name is Tim. I'm a food scientist and personal trainer, now based in Austin, Texas. I specialize in helping guys hit 10% body fat without letting fitness take over their life. So subscribe for more, or if you're interested in one-to-one coaching from me, go to my website. Now it's my turn, and I've got 3 non-negotiables that will completely change the game for getting to and maintaining 10% body fat. First off, the reset plan. How many times have you heard this? I got sick, I had to work late, I went on a work trip, and boom, suddenly the plan just falls apart. Let me be clear, this does not need to happen. Even the leanest guys fall off track. They miss workouts, they overeat, it happens. But the difference? They don't let one bad day spiral into a disaster. So step 1, do not overreact. No starving yourself, and no punishment cardio, because that's how you get stuck in this vicious cycle of losing and regaining the same weight over and over again. And step 2, recognize and reset. Figure out what knocked you off track and fix the root cause. For example, was it late night cravings? Well, just clear out the junk that's been triggering you. Or maybe it was a skipped workout. Well, rework your schedule to get movements in earlier in the day so you don't run out of time. And next up, structured daily movement. Here's the thing, you don't need all of your daily energy to come from food. Low intensity movement is actually your best friend in a calorie deficit because it mobilizes fat, it oxygenates your body, and it boosts focus and mood. But what does this look like in practice? You can try simple 5-minute desk workouts, bodyweight squats, stretches, resistance bands, just keep it simple. Or a walking desk pad. Daily movement is not optional while leaning down. It's how you feel good, think clearly, and maintain your fat loss momentum. And finally, you cannot wing this. You need data to get lean, and here's what to track. 1, calories. We already covered this, every bite counts. 2, daily weigh-ins. But focus on weekly trends, not daily fluctuations. 3, weekly shirtless photos. The mirror does not lie. 4, workout volume. Track sets, reps, and load, because remember, volume progression is what drives results. But tracking is not about perfection, it's about clarity. It shows you what's working, what isn't, and what you need to adjust. Reset, move, and track. It gives you that clarity you need when you're feeling stuck or frustrated. And clarity on the difficult journey of a body transformation, that's gold. And that's why the reset, move, and track trifecta, it lands squarely in the undeniable winner tier. And for more coaching tips, watch my video here.